The business landscape is changing quickly, and with good reason. With rapidly evolving technologies, a warming planet, and societal structures being pushed to their limits, businesses need to implement innovative thinking in order to offer intuitive, engaging, and sustainable products. Digital Society School prepares trainees for this future by connecting the aspiring leaders, mainly graduated master's and PhD students, with real-life clients in order to produce effective technological solutions that operate in harmony with the needs of our society and the planet. At the end of the DSS program, trainees leave confident to promote positive social change within their future organizations, equipped with the knowledge of available technology, experience working with the Sustainable Development Goals, and the ability to research, design, and propose meaningful solutions in a variety of contexts. Together with our willpower, we can imagine and create the world we want to live in.
Hello, good afternoon, good morning, and good evening for everybody around the world. Welcome to the Digital Society School Showcase. And you might wonder, why am I wearing a face mask? That's because we are in a lockdown again. We have a little bit of more flexibility currently, but I'm all alone in the studio, so I'm gonna take it off. But this is not how I wished the showcase would be once more, because it's the third time we're doing it online. And obviously we enjoy doing it online because it's a challenge, but basically we actually really yearn for physical contact, for physical prototypes, to see you, the audience, with your responses. And yeah, I'm looking once more in the camera. But yeah, it is what it is, so let's do it. My name is Marco van Hout. I'm head of programs and one of the founders of Digital Society School. And I'm really proud to welcome you once again to the Digital Society School Showcase 2022. Let me start with the year 2021, because it was a really strange year once more. And obviously we've seen a lot of hardship. We've seen a lot of things that relate to the systems that we have set up in our society and that we live by. And we have seen them crumbling. We have seen the systems crumbling once more, and even more profoundly than what we have seen before that. And well, you see on this image, you see climate change. You see, of course, the pandemic. And yeah, this reminded me also of something that I did after I went back in my cave to just avoid all these crumbling systems. And I went to Netflix. So the next thing I did was watch a film. And I think many of you have seen this movie lately. And if you haven't, it's a very interesting movie because it shows the time that we live in. It's a really weird time to be in, and the movie is called Don't Look Up, and it's about a meteor that is coming to Earth, a comet, and everybody is, in panic, and nobody actually opens their eyes, truly, so they don't look up. And then I watched another movie, but this time with my kids, also on Netflix. That was The Mitchells versus the Machines. Another one of those where everything went wrong. The machines actually took over, and the Mitchells were the only family that was left to save the planet. They did the opposites. They were the heroes, and actually everybody did open their eyes eventually, and they won from the machines. But what this tells me is that actually we have kind of created a culture of fear on the one hand, a culture of not knowing what to do, and a culture of, what direction do we have to take? So you might have to say that we actually acknowledge that it's something that we have to accept, that the world is not changing like gradually anymore. And it's really about rapid and unlogical change. And we have to start adapting ourselves towards that kind of change. So what we always say at Digital Society School is that we need readaptive learning skills, so that we are actually able to keep learning while we evolve and adapt in an ever-changing world. So related to digital transformation, that also means that we actually have to change ourselves, that we have to transform ourselves, and that means that every digital transformation is actually in fact about a human transformation. And one of the quotes that I got from our podcast, and I, of course, ask you to listen to our podcast, Dear Future, I'm Ready. One of the first episodes we had with a journalist who is actually really pointing these issues out in Dutch journalism, in newspapers and the media. Wouter van Noord, he's from NRC Media. And he mentioned that how can we really embody change and stop to just think about possible futures? So he said, really, we have to embody that change ourselves. And that got me thinking of a quote that I read long before that from Alan Watts. And he says, the only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance. And that inspired me. And I think that's exactly what we do at Digital Society School. So once more, we dove in and joined the dance together with 35 trainees from 23 nationalities from all over the world who joined us. I think we covered all of the continents apart from Antarctica and Oceania. We worked on 7 projects for 20 weeks, and we are super proud to show you the project and also discuss a bit more about the context of the Digital Society School and the institute that we are part of and the community that we are also part of. So without further ado, I also would like to welcome to the stage, the virtual stage, our Dean of the Faculty of Digital Media and Creative Industries, Frank Lesin. He's always there when we have our showcase. Welcome, Frank. Nice to see you.
Yeah, nice to be here, Marco. It's online.
I would like to ask you one question, and then I would also like to open the chat with the same question to the audience. And that question is, and I have to look it up. So which movie, like myself, or series got you thinking or moved you most recently? And when you think about that, Frank, I'm going to switch to Jeroen. Jeroen, can you also join the virtual stage? Yeah. Jeroen is our moderator for today. He's going to moderate the chat on Hopin. And I hope he's there. If you aren't, Jeroen. Okay, I think he's chatting. Yeah. Hello, Jeroen. Hi, there you are. Are you able to see the chat, and are people already responding? Because the question is for them. The question is the same as for Frank. Which movie or series got you thinking or moved you most recently? And first I go to Frank. What would your answer be? And then I go back to you, Jeroen, to see what the audience is saying.
Well, it's interesting that you say that you just introduced Don't Look Up. Yeah. Because I also, during the Christmas holidays, I saw the movie, and although I think it's flawed in several ways, it does capture this idea of looking away when the disaster is coming so clearly, directly into us. It captures that quite funny and interestingly, also quite sad at the end, of course. So I'd say that he captures the time quite well. And then I saw this weekend, I saw Aeronauts. I don't know if you know that film on Amazon Prime, I think. Yeah. And although it's a romantic depiction, it also shows what people are able to do when they have a dream. And when they just think, this is what we have to do, and I will just put everything else to the side and make it happen. So in combination, Don't Look Up. So of course, shoot, and then when you look up, look at Aeronauts, and look at this beautiful story of 2 people in a balloon looking down and also making history.
Wow.
And bringing science and society much further.
That's already inspiring. Thank you, Frank. Jeroen, what is the audience saying?
Yeah, thank you, Marco. For me, the most impactful movie I just saw was Midsommar, because I was really fed up with the darkness, and I figured, well, this movie should cheer me up. Didn't. Spoilers. But looking at a chat, people definitely Don't Look Up resonates. I saw it as well. It's a great movie. Go watch it. I see Kiss the Ground popping up. My biggest little farm.
That one.
This is also a kids movie, maybe.
Yeah, it's a documentary.
Encanto, which definitely one I still need to see. Tenet, And I don't think this is a movie title, but maybe somebody has forgot to mute itself. Is it just me, or do I hear an echo? But it might also be a new
wonderful echo, and it's very hard to understand you. So maybe it's just me, but there's a huge echo. I hear myself, and I hear Jeroen. I hear you twice or even thrice.
Thank you for mentioning that. I will wave to the technical people. No, there's no echo there. I think it's in the Teams meeting, because probably, I hope you don't have Hopin open. Oh yeah, you have, of course, to be on the chat. Well, let's see if we can avoid it, at least for the audience, and make it as comfortable as possible for you. Jeroen, thanks. Then I would like to continue with Frank, and hopefully the echo also will disappear. I will come back to you later with the chat results once more. Frank, it's nice to virtually meet you again once more. So you are the Dean of the Faculty of Digital Media and Creative Industries. You mentioned also really beautifully your viewing tips, and you see a lot of things that also in those movies and those series of systems, the fear of systems that are collapsing, or the fear of us not being able to transform. Yeah, you had some faith in that, I think, but you even see fear of technology nowadays, which kind of also scares us, I think, in our own little bubble here. But all in all, you might say that on the one hand, pop culture, movies, series, media is a big influencer of change, of transformation. But education is that as well. And we as educators, we play such an important role. What is your vision of the role that we have to play in, let's say, the coming 5 years to actually also help, just as pop culture is doing? Help transform mindset, culture.
Yeah, I do think that education has a huge role to play. I think it's one of the most important things that culture has produced, in the sense that we educate new generations that then step on their own feet, of course, and then change the world for themselves and for everybody that's following up. So although I'm concerned about all the things that you just said, climate change, social injustice, everything that we read about in the newspapers, I'm an optimist by nature, and I think that the only way forward is to to embrace that optimism and think and try to find ways to change the future for the better. And to be able, education in that sense, it can help in a few ways. So first of all, it can enhance agency and responsibility in our students, and I do think many of them already have that when they grow up. You could stimulate that even more. Yeah. Then there's the attitude of curiosity and deep listening skills, because I'm pretty sure that you can never do anything on your own. So you need to make sure that you actually can be silent and listen to other people to come up with insights that you need. Also, I think you need cross-cultural collaboration skills. And this is one of the things that I think the Digital Society School, has been able to ingrain, or how do you say it, to spread for the past years already quite well. You bring together a group of people from very different kinds, well, you said just continents, but also walks of life, and you help them to work across those boundaries towards solving complicated problems. And right. I think that's what we need. A proverb says, if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you go far, go together. And I do think we need people to teach people how to get far. Co-creation, co-design, citizen science can help. Then also you have the perspective, knowledge. So I think we should need people, philosophy, ethics, but also the more than human approaches that we now see currently coming up, and finally we see it coming up. And if we could help people to find that knowledge and to put it to good use. Yeah. And then finally, maybe it's about an attitude of a passion, because I do think we need the collaboration skills. I do think we need the agency, but also you need to contribute something to the table, and that should come from your own passion. So if education helps you to find that passion and then help it grow, that would help tremendously in solving big societal problems that we currently face.
Yeah, thank you, Frank. I think that's really also a really nice bridge to the next question, because then if you mention all of these things that you want people to actually be ready for, would you then also wish that for our trainees? What do you think and what do you hope for them to be ready for after they now finished this traineeship and their projects? Are these also the ingredients for that?
I think that several things at the same. It's a huge question, and I think every of the people in the virtual space should, of course, find their own answers. But my answer is this: you should be ready to dream big and don't take no for an answer. So I think there's a huge tendency for societal systems to try to stay the same all the time because there's so many people literally invested in the status quo, that it's really hard to upturn the status quo. So to be able to upturn it, you need first of all to be ready to dream big and don't take no for an answer. You have now, I think all of the people in the room have the attitude, they learned the skills, you have provided them with knowledge and opportunities to practice. So there's no challenge so big that it cannot be solved by a group of like-minded, deliberate people that want to make a change. It will take time, but I'm pretty sure you'll get there. The world needs this energy, it needs your energy, your creativity, your wits. So don't let anybody tell you it cannot be done, or it will never work, or we have tried that before. You will always hear that, but just don't let that take you aback in any way. You'll simply prove them wrong by your acts, and the sooner you do so, the better.
Thank you so much, Frank, and stay with us because I think this is also a very nice bridge to the next topic that I want to bring up. We are working currently with one of the internet pioneers of the Netherlands, Marleen Sticker, who unfortunately is ill today because we were supposed to record this morning, but she fell ill. So wishing her well from the stage. Hopefully she's watching. So we are working on another one of those systems with her, the internet. Her book, The Internet is Broken, was a very interesting bestseller, I think, in the Netherlands, and very interesting also for us as an institute to work with, because not only as an institution, I think we should embrace more public values once more for the internet and all of the values that we also teach, to embrace it in the tools, the instruments that we use also through the internet. But also we should be actually the ones bringing that to the public. So public values to the public through us as educators. And that's why I'm really pleased also to work with her on this. And we do that together with the Center of Expertise of our faculty, Coesi, and of course the faculty and the rest of the university also invested. And Marleen Sticker's own society, Future Lab Waag. I have a small clip because she couldn't be here, but she wanted to record something to showcase the online course. Let it roll.
Hello, I'm Marleen Sticker. I'm Professor of Practice of the Amsterdam University of Applied Sciences on the topic of public stack and digitalization. And I'm also founder and director of Waag, a future lab that works on the topic of society and technology. We're in the middle of recordings of a new online course, which is called We Can Repair It, bringing back the public values in the next generation of internet. And it's very exciting to make this. I hope maybe some of you could join. So please keep an eye on the website of the Digital Society School. We will announce this course there.
So indeed, we will announce it very soon as possible. We think this is a very interesting course because we learn a lot ourselves also. And what I think is important to say is that we do this together with a big group. But we really would like to have impact with this course for a very large audience, because we think everybody should actually be basically educated with these public values. And the public stack, as Marleen and Waag calls it. Frank, why do you think this is such an important course, and why do we invest in it so much, and how can we make a difference with this? Why do we focus on, the internet is broken, but I love the title, We Can Repair It, and that we start with that.
Yeah. Well, I've had the pleasure to work with Marleen for over 10 years at the Waag Society as its research director. And I think if you have to sum up the message that she's bringing and the Institute is bringing, it's quite easy. It's technology is not a neutral tool, and deal with it. So that means that although we are in a technological society, technology is everywhere, and many people would like to perceive it as just a neutral thing, it actually embodies all kind of public or not so public values that influence everything from how it's made to how it's used to how it's discarded and what's happening around it. And to be able to work and live in this technology-infused society, we have to look beyond the shiny box, look what is inside and which values are actually embodied within the software or the technology in general. And then see how we can, first of all, do we agree with those values? If not, let's not use it. And if we cannot, what are the alternative technology that we can actually use? And I think this is not just something for programmers or even designers or anybody. I think everybody needs a hands-on perspective on how technology can be used and also made in line with those public values. With every choice we make, we somehow either diminish or we reinforce those values. And we better do that very consistently. This is what Marleen and also our programs around that are advocating.
Thank you so much, Frank. Wonderful to have you as an opener always, and stay with us. But I'm going to move on to the next, which is super related. The next topic is learning revolution, because the Digital Society School is all about learning, not only about the topics of digital transformation, human transformation, but very much about learning, of course. And just like what we mentioned together, Frank and me, we want to really have that kind of impact in the public. Let me see, because I'm a bit confused now with all the screens, but I would like to ask to the virtual stage now, Irene Pena, Mariana Pinheiro, from the DSS both, and also the teams, Deeva Bank, Attack for Impact, and Space T. And Frank, can you switch off your camera? So we have the... Let me see. Yeah. Well, let's start with you, Irene. Obviously, the trainees have followed a very intense program. That in itself is already a learning revolution, I think, on an individual basis. But can you explain very briefly about what the program entails and how we actually have impact with that program?
So our digital transformation entails a 20 where our trainees join us for a mixture of multidisciplinary workshops that we try to offer across to explore different topics and trends in technology, but also in collaboration and ways of working. At the same time, they have life experience with external partners where they get to make a project and get to a we offer them to learn through the program. I think the learning part, there's always a learning curve for thing of DSS. So we are currently in a moment for learning. For example, blended learning has been a huge part of us for the last 2 years, where we have been playing how to make hybrid experiences that can make it for those that were not totally comfortable in coming in person to the day. And I think that describes DSS, changing and experimenting, back and taking people's experiences, taking what we already have, and always adapt. And that's what makes us a very resilient group. of people and a really resilient network. Beyond that, we get to it's really a pleasure to be with the university because we get to experiment and explore innovation learning, such as assessment and evaluation, and how do we make experiential learning the center of program rather than formal learning, such as tests or grades. So it's a really great collaboration. It's really nice to work with many people from different places and to always give a voice to everyone, learn from everyone.
Much, Irene. You kind of had some glitches in the connection. I hope it's only me and that the audience didn't experience those. Mariana, welcome also to the virtual stage. Wonderful to have you as well. And what you really bring to the table, at least also in the beginning of the program, is the critical making aspect. So Irene already talked about conversation, but also talked about creating things and making things. And actually, you bring those two together, right, in the critical making and the maker sprint that we have. Can you explain a little bit more about what critical making is, how we embrace that as Digital Society School, and what we think is the future of that, and how we work on it in the next years?
Of course. Thank you, Marco. Indeed, critical making is a topic of very much interest to me. So I'll start with the definition of what it means. So it's kind of self-explanatory when we look into the word critical. It's about critical thinking, but it's not only thinking in your head or only solely researching, but also making. So the hands-on approach that the critical making term has. So it's this idea that right in the beginning of the process, we would jump into already prototyping, ideating into possible solutions, even if we don't know the final result of where that experimentation is going to go. And it's all about this idea of learning while doing. So learning while making the prototypes, making decisions along the way, experimenting, speculating, showing these prototypes to the world, to your end users, and then learning from that process and co-creating and building upon many, many iterations. And one thing that's really interesting to keep in mind is that it's not about the end result, of what your prototype might look like, of what your experiment might look like, but it's all about the journey and the discovery process in that.
Right, and a learning tool that has impact directly.
Exactly. So it's this idea that we can find solutions as quickly as possible, hopefully bring any solutions to the surface, and in hopes to then find answers quicker. In the light of so many crises that we're going through, I think just having this mindset of critical thinking while being resilient about your solutions and adaptive change is an important mindset to have in order for us to quickly work towards the future that we all want to see.
Nice. Thank you so much. Okay, and welcome. Thank you. I mean, Irene and Mariana, I would like to welcome to the stage now the first team of trainees that have been following this intense and really interesting program. That is the Deeva Bank of the Ed Tech for Social Change track. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hi. Hi, and welcome to the stage. Very briefly mention where you're from, your names and where you're from.
So my name is Teresa and I'm from Mexico.
My name is Leslie. I'm from Brazil.
We have Brazil in the house.
My name is Parveen and I'm from Iran.
Iran.
My name is Victor and I'm from Trinidad.
Wow, this is the world in one picture, everybody. Okay, I would like to first start with a very small teaser clip of your project. And after that, I'm going to ask you two questions. And also you have time to pitch and to get people to visit your booth afterwards in the online expo. First, your clip. Well, the good guys. That's you. So, Teresa, in just one line, what is the project about and why should we visit your booth?
Yeah, definitely. We're very happy. So what we want to do with our project is to help teachers to face the challenges that came when we changed the engagement format from a face-to-face to an online. Because we know that there are big challenges that came out for universities, also for teachers, and also for students. So we try to empathize with this project and to bring out with a possible solution that can definitely help them to deal with this transformation.
Thank you. Hey, and Victor, how was it to work with the partner? And who was your partner?
Okay, thank you. We had partners from different universities, from the University of Spain, University in Iceland, also University in Portugal. And the whole project was sponsored by the Parents Trust. And it was really interesting to determine their point of view so that we really understand the problem, also solution.
Thank you. And Leslie, what will you take from this experience in this traineeship? What will you take home?
For me, this experience was amazing. I have to relearn how to think with design thinking. I was telling my friends that I'm very logical, very rational, and the ESS told me how to relearn again, how to use these methods to get the better results and understand better the problems and the partners. So yes,
Thank
it's
you.
a huge experience for me.
Wonderful. And visit their booth, visit the Deeva Bank booth, and that will be on the expo side of your hop-in menu on the left. So they will see you there, and hopefully the partners are also there, so you can interact with both the team, the partners, and of course the rest of the audience. Thank you so much, the good guys, and see you soon. So I would like to welcome to the virtual stage the next team, EdTech Impact. Please switch on your cameras so we can see you. And in the meantime, we are going to watch your clip.
Amsterdam today is in the midst of the fourth industrial revolution. New technologies are driving digital transformation and enabling a societal transition to a green economy. But all of this is only possible if there is a skilled workforce driving this transformation. We need to close the skill gap in IT, technology, and other industries to create a future-proof labor market and mobility, inclusivity, and lifelong learning, not just empty words on paper. We need a better connected talent development ecosystem.
See you on the 19th, and there we are. You're here. The 19th is arrived, and please just introduce yourself with your name and where you're from.
I'm Naid. I'm from Russia.
Russia. Yes, next.
I'm Sophia. I'm from Brazil.
I'm Farah from Jordan.
I'm Sezin from Turkey.
Again, the world in one image. For you, the same question, basically. How was it to work on this project and with your partner? And what is it all about? I think the clip was quite clear. But why should we visit your booth? Who would like to say something about that?
Firstly, let us tell about our partner. Our partner is EdTech Track, which since 2020, during the pandemic times, using technology to boost individual learning and make learning accessible to vulnerable groups. So we wanted to create a digital tool which will attract more clients to this track and make it recognizable within EdTech community. So we came up with gamified portfolio, and you will see more in our booth.
Thanks, that's a good pitch. Okay, and who wants to say something about the experience and something that you bring along from this experience home? Same with the classroom. Otherwise,
Well,
I will.
I think what we learned the most as a group was to have fun in the process and not take things too seriously, or maybe more seriously than we're supposed to. We laughed together, we cried together during the last 5 months, but it was an amazing experience. And I think the personal growth will be the biggest takeout of this experience.
That's nice to end with. Thank you so much, and hopefully you can share a little bit more in your booth about the experience, but also about what the project was all about. So thank you so much, EdTech Impact team, and good luck in your next endeavors also. I would like to welcome the next team, Space T, to the virtual stage. And in the meantime, once again, we go to their clip.
Amsterdam today is in the midst of the fourth industrial revolution. New technologies are driving a digital transformation and enabling a societal transition to a green economy. But all of this is only possible if there is a skilled workforce driving this transformation. We need to close the skill gap in IT, technology, and other industries to create a future-proof labor market in which mobility, inclusivity, and lifelong learning are not just empty words on paper. We need a better connected talent development ecosystem. We need a space to meet, to share, and co-create a vision of a more collaborative labor market in Amsterdam. What if there was such a place?
You're keeping it a mystery. Thank you. Please mention your name and where you're from to let the audience know who you are.
I'm Nikki, I'm from Hungary.
I'm Mibo and I'm from Zimbabwe.
Welcome.
I'm Famo, I'm from Iran.
I'm Evan and I'm from Greece.
I'm Olga, I'm from Russia.
Welcome everyone. And it's kind of a mystery, the end of the clip. So please mention something about the project and why should we visit your booth?
Sure. Well, actually, I'd like to hand it over to our special guest today,
Yes.
and going to be the guide for our virtual exhibition today. So
that's
do you
a
want
new
to
member.
Tell us about Space T.
Sure, Nikki. We envision a central digital space where work in talent development can come together to share their experiences, discuss challenges, and start working together. Vision space to raise awareness and, in turn, start a movement for transformation in the labor market.
Thanks, Dee.
That's intriguing. But on a more personal level, then what would you say that you take along? And is the robot also present in the booth?
Yes, the robot is going to be our guide.
Great.
Okay, well, to me, experiences of my career journey, having such an amazing diversity, and a lot from each of them. Support that you got from our, and basically our project talent, and is built upon the belief that us is a talent with potential developed. So this idea really resonates in our partners project, Thomas. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And can someone also say something about the impact that you envision of this project, perhaps afterwards, after you leave? What are you hoping for? And otherwise, save it for the booth. The impact of the project will be discussed in the booth. Thank you so much. I have to, for the sake of time, go to the next topic. Thank you so much, Space T team, and of course the robot. We'll see you in the booth. Thank you so much. We're going to the next topic, which is sustainability, diversity and inclusion, and digital transformation. These are the 3 Ds, as we call them in our University of Applied Sciences. I'm getting a message, which is super important. I mentioned that the expo are the booths, and it's true, there's information on the expo side of your menu, but actually the sessions on the left on your menu are is the place where you have to go to actually interact with the teams. So thank you so much, Tom, for reminding me of that big difference. The expo are the booths with information. The sessions are the interactive elements and the session where everything is discussed. So look them up in the session section. So the next topic, like I mentioned, sustainability, diversity and inclusion, and digital transformation. We combine them all at Digital Society School, but also at large within the University of Applied Sciences. We would like to explore what our impact is on these topics. What is the impact that we have on these topics? And I would like to welcome to the virtual stage Anna Aardis of Digital Society School. She's an anthropologist and works at the Design Across Cultures track. Sobge, he's from the Systems for Sharing track. This is not correct. Digital transformation is of course central in his role, but he's all about diversity and inclusion. And then we have Gaspar and Shauna from the Digital Twin track. Please join the virtual stage and welcome. Anna, I would like to start with a question for you. Sustainability is really a term that is actually slowly being replaced, you might say, by regenerative concepts. And we seem to constantly seek this kind of new narratives and vocabulary around things that we want to understand and things that we want to do something about. Welcome, Gaspar. And my question to you, Anna, is that as an anthropologist, I'm intrigued by this also, and I would like to hear your professional opinion. How would you reflect on this phenomenon that we are always trying to change the vocabulary and the narratives? And do we need to do something about that or actually play along with it? What is your reflection on that?
Yeah, thank you, Marco. So I think these words are very powerful, but are they going to have impact? I think it depends not so much on the narrative itself, but rather whether that's a shared narrative, right? Because I think the word sustainability can refer to sustaining the status quo. And I think regenerating already implies that we need to change those systems from within. So it's more about creating a shared narrative rather than which semantic discussion we're going to have, right? And I think that is something that Design Across Cultures really does, is that we have all these really interesting insights regarding sustainability. We have so much knowledge, we have all the tools, but we don't really have a way of working together to put those to practice. And I think my trainees will know a little bit more about that. I think the project that we worked on this semester is very relevant in that sense.
Yeah.
So I think it's not so much which word you use, but whether we are having a shared understanding there.
I like that. That's a nice insight. And now I'm going to change a little bit the program, because I think you mentioned the trainee project. I think it's already good if we switch to the program to the project. So I will call you back later, Sobge, Gaspar, and Shauna. But please also join the stage, the Connecting the Dots team, so that we can actually start with your project. That makes a lot of sense. There you are. So let's have a look at your clip, and then I will ask you a few questions.
Hi, it's me from Stakeholder View. You will be swapping from who is this to woohoo every time. It's like a stakeholder map, it's like a network, it's like a LinkedIn but offline. First, I used to run around in circles. Now, I have found a circular way of working. Stay away from bureaucratic problems. This works every time. Find out who is in charge of the budget approval or policies, or even who is part of the green office. Features 20 roles in total. Discover them all on January 19, 2022. Comes with an online stakeholder map. Find out more about their role, needs, wants, current projects, and even contact detail. Woohoo! Call 1-800-951-7100. Call now.
This is hilarious. That's acting talent over there, comedy talent. Please mention your name and where you're from, and perhaps one of you can also start with explaining what the project is about and why you should visit the booth.
Yes, sure. My name is Ivy, and I'm from the US, and I'll give a brief introduction now since I'm talking. So our stakeholders are Uvea and Havea, and along with the team, we created a, let's say, a customized filtration game called Stakeholder Who. In the teaser, you saw the offline version, but now it's on digital and based on interviewing real staff members. This social quiz has pre-sent prompts that leads you to collaborate to meet and further develop work. So we invite you to join us.
Thank you. And to the other team members, please introduce yourself very briefly.
Yes, I'm Prabnoor and I'm from India.
Nice.
Hi, I'm Priya and I'm also from India.
No, it doesn't work. Okay.
That was Simon. He's from Kenya.
Oh.
And I'm Sukada. I'm from India.
Thank you. That's handy. So perhaps you can mention what you will take from the project to your next adventure.
Sure, I can go for that. From the project, I think the biggest lesson that we learned was the power of storytelling and humor, and using humor to getting insights and getting people comfortable and talking about their day-to-day issue as well. I think that is something all of us will take forward.
We look forward to visit your session, and I'm gonna now say session, not booth. So thank you for being here, and we'll see you soon. Also, let's go to your session afterwards. And because we need to hurry up a little bit so that we can all go to those sessions, I'm gonna ask Sobge to join the virtual stage, because one of the main topics also for the university is diversity and inclusion. And we just discussed sustainability. The other D is diversity and inclusion, and Sobge is one of the experts on that. And actually, he developed a course that has been widely adopted and quite popular also within the university, but also outside. And I was wondering, Sobge, what would you say is... oh, yeah, there you go. What would you say is the reason for the success? Why is it so urgent at the moment? Oh, you're on mute.
I forgot to unmute me.
Hey, that's a joke.
So, now I'm saying that I think more and more people are becoming more aware of this topic. You know, I remember the first week I started with the exam, I talk about diversity and inclusion, and this was years ago. And for some people, like, oh, good concept, nice. And not many things happened during first 2 years and a half, let's say. Last months, and I think maybe the pandemic have contributed in a way, or maybe because people are looking for working in places that have more meaning and that will bring our authentic self, it became a topic. The last 6 months or so, let's say, DSS, it's becoming that we're asked for constantly, internally and externally, as you have mentioned. Very glad to see this awareness. Higher diversity officers, where that this is thing, and we also implement this in our department since the beginning of the the way we look at it from many different perspectives, not only where the person is from, or it's more than that. And we're diving more and more into that, and I'm grateful that we have more and more people joining us. And this is an invite for anyone who would like to more, to dive deeper, to join our courses. They're mostly for people a little bit, so it's for diversity hiring managers, but also have, I would say, a good introduction level to start the course as well. So see you there or some other around the inclusion.
Thanks, Sofre. And then I'm going to call back Gaspar and Shauna to the stage. Let's see if you can come back. Yeah, there you are. Hi, Shauna. And Gaspar,
Hello.
the half, the mutated Gaspar with his robot. There you are. Hey guys, thanks for joining. You're both from Digital Twin, the Digital Twin track, and I put you in the topic of digital transformation. We talked about sustainability, diversity and inclusion, and now digital transformation, the third D. I think it's interesting to see what digital transformation is for many people and how we see it and how we envision it to become. And I would like to ask you, what is your vision on the current focus on digital transformation, and how does your or our approach differ from that, and for what reason? Gaspar, I think you wanted to chip in on that.
Yeah, so in the digital twin, it's a very fuzzy concept still for a lot of people. And I think like the way that we approach digital transformation, the way that we try to do it differently is to basically untangle the technological mess. And we try to use tools like speculative design for that. Especially because with this whole technological mess, you get so many different stakeholders that have different expectations or different ideas of what technology could lead to. So by speculating in the future, you can align those expectations and you can untangle the mess.
And you talk about speculative futures and speculative design. That's interesting. And Shauna, you are actually reviving a local community on that topic, right? And can you explain a little bit more what speculative design also means within, the community that you are going to revive, and an event? I think you also are organizing something very soon.
Yes, that's right. We are working together with Theo Plug, who also started the chapter with us here in Amsterdam, and we use speculative design, of course, in DSS. It's part of our core curriculum, and also in all the projects. There are projects that are more speculative and ones that are less, but we always also think in the broader sense of how can we, as people who want to create a better future, what parts of these future are desirable, not only looking at negative futures, but also positive ones, and drive towards that change. So I'm going to put the link in the chat and hope that you will watch that space.
Great, thank you so much. And I think, and please, before you leave, Gaspar, what's on your face?
Yeah, it's a thing that happened. I got this virus. Don't know how to get rid of it. I think I'm too far in the matrix.
Is that the latest pandemic that we're going to encounter?
I'm afraid so. Digital virus, yes.
Alrighty, okay. Well, this is food for another movie, to be honest. Thank you so much, Gaspar and Shauna. We'll see you later also in one of the sessions. And speaking of sessions, we still have 3 projects to go, and then we're opening the expo. So I would like to welcome to the stage the Circular Wood to Robotic Production team. Can you join the stage? And meanwhile, we're going to have a look at your video. Thanks, guys. Please introduce yourselves really briefly, your name and where you're from. And perhaps one of you can also explain what your project is about and why visit your session.
Hello, I'm Artemios. I'm from Armenia. And our project is about circular wood economy. So we are trying to find a way to use wood waste from waste of manufacturers and trash, so it can be used one more time for producing products. And the way we have tried to do it is combining parametric design with new technologies as robotics. And the way we have decided to do it is by virtual laboratory, so educating people so they can be closer to robotics and make their projects to produce them.
And the others, who are you and where are you from?
I'm Cornelius from Zimbabwe.
Thank you.
I'm Diogo and I'm from Portugal.
Hey, I'm Parth and I'm from India.
Welcome. Hey, so who would like to answer the question, what you will take from the project and the experience to your next adventure?
I think the best and the one thing that I would take forward for my next project is the collaboration and getting to know your team members better and try to leverage their best parts and utilize that to achieve efficient collaboration.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I agree.
It's always good to agree within the team. All right. Hey, thank you so much. We'll see you at your session as well. Circular Wood to Robotic Production. Look them up on your menu on the left. And now I would like to ask to the virtual stage the Heat Resistant Cities team. And then we're going to view your video in the meanwhile.
From Antony van Leeuwenhoek in the 17th century to Ben Feringa in the 21st century, the Netherlands has always known change makers. The time has come to take on the challenge, to redesign our cities in the face of climate change. Man-made constructions make the urban area immensely hot, causing the urban heat island effect. This directly influences the health and welfare of urban residents. At the Digital Society School, we make use of a geo-design software, Tigran, to model a digital twin model of the city of Amersfoort to get a more accurate understanding of heat stress dynamics, especially during the nighttime. so that decision makers can act towards transforming the city to become heat resilient.
Well, this seems like a very urgent topic, and fun fact is that I live like 5 kilometers from Amersfoort, so if we're already talking about heat resilience for Amersfoort, does scare me a little bit, so nice to, I will check out your session. Please introduce yourself really briefly, your name and where you're from. Someone has to go first.
Sorry, it was lagging. Yeah, first of all, good afternoon, people. This is Heat Resistant Cities, and we are working on analyzing heat dynamics of Amersfoort municipality, especially at night time using technology. We aim to provide policy making suggestions, whether the data gathering and mitigation of heat-related problems within the city area. And yes, if you want more, please join our booth. I'm not going to disclose more for now. I want to keep it a little bit secret. So yeah, please join.
It's a good idea. We are running out of time very much. We're just one final question. Who would like to answer? What are you bringing to the table for your next adventure that you got from here?
I think for me, I learned a lot about non-linear way of working. So I really enjoyed working with this methodology, and I hope that I can use these methodologies for my project as well.
Thank you. And for the rest, like you just said, we're not going to disclose more. Follow your session very soon in 5 minutes. And then we're going to welcome the last and final team to the stage, Brain Profile. And in the meantime, final time, the video.
Hey there. Are you here with me? Can you hear me? Stop trying to pretend I'm not real, because I am. I'm your inner voice, and I'm here to help you. I am you, and you are I. Isn't that weird? Well, that doesn't matter now. We'll sort the technicalities later. For the moment, just think of me as someone to talk to whenever you need a moment to think and feel. I will not judge you. There are no wrong answers here. So, how are you feeling? Maybe you're not at your best. It's been a rough year, hasn't it? Perhaps you're tired. Or maybe you feel alone. Or keeping up with school or work is just too much. Or is it just a feeling of emptiness that you just can't get rid of? Don't worry, let's not get overwhelmed right now. Things will get easier once you've talked to someone, and that's what I'm here for. But first, you will let yourself feel to know what's going wrong, to know what you want, to know who you are. So, how are you feeling?
That's an intriguing inner voice. Team, welcome to the stage. Who are you and where are you from?
Hi, this is Jin. I'm from South Korea.
Hi, this is Lisa. I'm from Iran.
Hi, I'm Kofi. I'm from Ghana.
Hi, this is Jordi. I have a dual Mexican-Spanish nationality.
Hi, this is Reza, and I'm from Iran.
Welcome, team. And because of the time, I think it's good that we go quite soon to your session. But perhaps one of you could explain what it is that what made the experience for you in the past 6 months, even though it was hard with the hybrid form. But what do you take with you actually that is positive from being hybrid?
It's not working. Oh, there you go.
There you
Sorry,
are.
my microphone was not working.
Yeah.
It was a very interesting experience to work hybrid.
because actually one of our topics for our project also involves experimenting with virtual spaces.
Mm.
So with our help of our coach, Mariana, we used lots of different virtual spaces to work together that I think combined really good with the physical experience. So I think what we take from it is just experimenting and having fun with it, and creating new forms of interacting with each other on virtual spaces.
This is nice, and it actually feeds back to what I said in the beginning. To join the dance, we just have to do it and see the positive elements from the experience and the challenges. And I think that's rightfully said. With this, I would like to thank you for being on the virtual stage, and thank you, audience, for watching the talk show that actually took much longer than we anticipated on. Thanks for your patience. I would like now to officially open the expo. The exposition is going to happen on the sessions section of your hop-in on the left. You can find more information on the projects on the booth section. And I would urge you to actually really interact in those sessions with the teams, but also with the partners. The partners are also going to be there, and you can see their feedback on the project, but also ask questions from their perspective. And with that, I would like to end this this talk show. Thank you so much for watching, and please pull up the final slide, guys. Yeah, there we go. So, because here there's a list of people I would like to thank, and they are super broad categories, but we have to really thank our partners for investing time and really seeing the opportunity of working with us and with the trainees. And I think, they did a great job. And the hybrid experience, like Jordi just said, has been a challenge, but also super interesting. And this is what we always like to do within our partnerships: experiment and see the future through tangible things and through practice. Also, our trainees, obviously, for really sticking with us, investing also all of their energy, and that's a lot of energy that went into these projects. Thanks so much for your stamina and your positive attitude. It was always a pleasure when we came into our clubhouse to see all of the trainees physically, because they were always so happy to be there. So, and we had the same. So it was always a pleasure to be in the physical space together. And of course, also the DSS team who worked so hard on this program. Thank you so much. And of course, also the university that we are proudly part of. And last but not least, you as part of our community. We always envision to be a learning community, so it's not just individuals, it's not just the teams, it's really about sharing all of our knowledge and seeking contact and interactive opportunities together to actually start learning together. And that's also feeds back all the way to the beginning, where I mentioned that it's all about readaptive learning, and you have to do that, like Frank said in the beginning, also together. So we're not doing this alone, otherwise we're not getting anywhere. So forward and together, and let's go all together to the expo. See you next time, and see you in the sessions. Thanks for watching.